Weekly Informant.
Informant, episode 25.
I'm Sandra, this is Stefan.
And this is a moist Thursday afternoon. Sorry.
Why did you say that?
Because you hate the word moist. And what was the other one?
You're weird.
I couldn't remember the other word.
You're so weird.
What was the other word?
I don't know. Raw?
It wasn't raw.
Yeah, it is.
No, it wasn't raw.
Yeah.
It was something else.
It is.
No.
You don't know me.
It was moist and something else.
Raw, I'm telling you.
It was not raw. That's not the one from last weekend.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't like the word raw?
Well, excuse me. Well, it was because somebody ruined it for me.
The word raw? How does someone ruin the word raw?
Because he's like, I like to stick it in raw. Which means, obviously, without a condom is what he meant.
Yeah.
And that ruined the word raw for me. I was like, you are disgusting.
Well, then if he says he wants to use whipped cream, that ruined whipped cream for you.
No, but if someone's like, he would always say that. Like, he would always say, like, stick it in, you know, it's just a nasty guy. And I'm just imagining, like...
That's nasty!
Well, think about it. No, think about it. Think about it. If some guy, I mean, who's a friend, sort of, you know, like a friend of a friend, pretty much, and if he's, like, talking about it all the time and saying, sticking it raw, that's pretty gross. I just imagine, like, raw meat.
I think the difference is we're desensitized and you're still, like, heavily sensitive, apparently.
No, to somebody I don't...
What?
It's gross. Don't say that.
So when you hear Monday Night Raw.
Moist raw. See now? Do you see how that's disgusting?
Well, moist raw. Raw meat is moist. So.
Well, okay, moist is fine, but when someone's talking about some girl being moist, I'm not thinking about my vagina.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about somebody else's
if
vagina.
If you word like that,
disgusting.
yeah. But just
well, that's what I think. When I hear someone else saying the word moist, I'm not talking about me.
Like when someone says, "Oh, this ground's really moist," you think?
Why would you say the ground is moist?
The ground can be moist.
Wet.
Or moist.
Damn.
Like
no,
moist.
I wouldn't say it's moist.
Or the moisture in
if
the
you
air.
say a cake is moist, okay.
That's when you get nasty. Like this cake's really moist.
Don't say. You're gonna ruin it for me. Anyways, moving on. This is why I don't like these words. Moving on.
Alright.
I don't know what you do with cakes, Stefan.
You ever seen American Pie? No. Couple at beach proposed and a photographer is on site. Go.
Quit saying that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a story of...
You thought it was sweet.
This couple at the beach and the guy... You know, the photographer was there and she just caught it at the right moment that she saw this guy proposing at the beach. So she decided to, like, start snapping pictures and everything. And, you know, it's super sentimental, cute,
and
you know, romantic.
Arm and leg for it.
No, nice romantic moment, right?
$3,000.
Oh, hush. I'm sure she was like, I don't remember the exact story. I think she was like she didn't really go into detail. She was there and I think doing some photography already, and then she just kind of caught that moment before she was getting ready to leave. Well, then she saw, it looked like family, maybe his and her family, that she saw kind of hiding in these bushes or something like that, you know, and they had cameras and taking pictures, so she was like, oh, okay, you know, I'll just...
Oh, yeah, they had taken their own pictures, but mine would be better.
Well, you know, a little bit, but she stopped and kind of, like, let them respect their moment and let them do that, whatever. Well, then after the fact, she just really wanted to get, you know, she had these pictures and she just thought they were really cute and romantic and, you know, being a photographer, that's what you want to do, is share those photos, those memories with people. So she actually went online and said, hey, I had this couple propose at this beach, so, you know, at this place, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If you know them, if you can pass this along, whatever. So it got shared, and it went around, and it did get to them. And turns out, when they saw the pictures, they started crying, and her mom started crying, and people were just, like, really overwhelmed by these beautiful photos, because their parents, even though they're hiding, and the family, they're too far to get a good picture. And so they didn't get any pictures worth anything from that moment. So seeing, you know, that the lady caught that moment for them and got back to them, and she gave them all the photos.
This is the only good photos you have? $2,000.
Oh, you really need these? Yeah, that's gonna cost you. No, I think she gave it to them for free, so that was really awesome. And so, yeah, I made it to the news.
Okay, let's jump to... LeBron James, for Game 1 for the NBA Finals, which is basketball, it's the Heat versus San Antonio Spurs, and they're in like middle of the first quarter, or first period, or whatever. The AC unit in the AT&T Center went out, and LeBron James is known for having joint issues, and so he had to be carried out of there. Like, you had to have men pick him up and carry him because of his joint issues, and the Heat like made it, like, I guess, give him like super Charlie horse. And then so Gatorade poked fun of it by saying he's not a customer of ours.
What? Who did?
Gatorade on the official Gatorade Twitter.
God.
Yeah.
Did you hear that joke that was going around, that meme?
No.
So you're saying there was 20,000 Mexicans in that building and not one of them knew how to fix the AC?
Yeah, that's racist.
Yeah. Well, my Mexican friend posted that. It wasn't me. But that's pretty stupid funny.
And then people were accusing the team of doing that on purpose to sabotage the Heat. Like,
no, why would they
have
both...
to play through that as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's so stupid. That's the stupidest thing. Come on now.
Like, things happen.
Wow.
Deal with it. Alright, now we're going to talk about Facebook. And why I'm going to delete my Facebook app. Facebook announced that they did an update with their new Facebook app, which listens to things around you, and so it'll listen to the music you're listening to, the TV shows you're watching, and post it, and give the ability to post it online if you want it.
It's listening?
Pretty much. It can post it online.
Wait, now? Starting now?
Yeah, with the latest update.
Okay, I'm deleting it.
But then they said, well, you can turn that, you can just not have it post for you. Like, yeah, but it's still collecting that information.
That's weird.
It's like, that's invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
Whether you want the option or not. And so they're telling people, if you don't want them to invade your privacy like that, delete the app, and then if you want to get on Facebook on your phone, just go to the browser and go to facebook.com.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's not as convenient because it's not automatically logged in all the time, but that's annoying.
I already don't like it. Like, it, like, takes the, it takes your cookies, so when you're browsing online...
Cookies?
Yeah, your cookies. Oh, that's another word you're going to hate. Okay, sorry.
You almost broke your computer.
No, I didn't almost break it. So, like, say you go to Amazon, you look up, like, Power Rangers, you go to Facebook, all of a sudden you start seeing Power Ranger advertisements. That just pisses me off.
Doing that,
I was like, screw Facebook.
I know.
Like, I've been questioning lately, do I really need Facebook? I don't post anything on it, really. Mm-hmm. And then, it's like, I think I could live without it. Mm-hmm. And at this point, it's time, if they want people to still use social media, it's time for a new one, because Facebook's got too big for its own good.
Too big, like, scary stuff. So iPhone also is, I don't know if it came out with the update yet or not, but they're coming. If not, if they haven't already, they came with an update that, you know, when you go to some shopping stores, they're starting to connect to your phone and hack into your phone and trace you and track you around the store and stuff.
Yeah. So
iPhone is blocking that.
They did announce with that new, with the new iOS update coming this fall for the iPhone and iPads and stuff, they're going to have their own version of Snapchat for the iMessage.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because Snapchat isn't very confidential.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of advertised that way in the beginning, it's not.
But I think Apple version will be.
Huh?
I think Apple version will be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. So, what was it this week or last week? Within the past 2 weeks, there's this 9-foot great white shark that scientists in Australia have been tracking. And then all of a sudden, the tracker washed ashore because the shark they had attached to had been eaten by something. Something ate the 9-foot great white shark, dragged it like 1,200 feet below sea level, and it got hotter and hotter as it went down. And they were baffled by what it could be that ate this thing. Only discovered it was a even larger cannibal great white shark that ate
it. Dang.
But it's like,
how did they find that out?
I don't know. They just had an update yesterday that it was like a even bigger. They believe it was an even bigger great white shark that did it. So it was like, yeah, but how do you explain that quick descend to 1,200 feet below sea level and the heat and not fighting back at all? Like, that's kind of scary. Stay on land. Yeah, okay. Now we're gonna get into some of the depressing stuff.
Great.
Billionaire, the heir to the SC Johnson family company, sexually assaulted his stepdaughter, only to get 4 months in prison over it.
Yep.
Because he's very productive. In other words, because he's very rich.
In society, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But didn't you say it's also because she wouldn't take a stand against him or something?
Yeah, the mother and the daughter he sexually assaulted wouldn't testify against him.
Why? Why?
Here comes the money. Here we go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon and his baby Winnie on the cover of People magazine with matching suits.
Do you like Jimmy Fallon?
Nope. I have not liked him since the days of Saturday Night Live. He's just never been funny to me.
I don't. I didn't really like him at first, but I think he's just kind of.
He does great impressions.
No, I don't like him on the show because he's always giggling. He's always like, he's always like breaking like character because he can't stop from laughing. And so that's why I like him on his own talk show. He's just fun. He makes it fun. Kind of like Ellen is like her own thing and she makes it fun and makes it her. He does that to his show. They play games and stuff.
One thing I find weird with late night, it feels like you have to be like Team Edward, Team Jacob. You feel like you have to be either Team Leno or Team Letterman.
Yeah.
But lately I've been Team Jimmy Kimmel. Like Jimmy Kimmel, it's not.
He's not on the same time, is he?
Yeah. It's a 4-way battle actually. Actually, technically
Conan?
It's 5-way. It's Conan.
All at the same time?
Letterman, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and then Daily Show.
Okay, so I thought the Daily Show was ending.
Mm-mm. That's the Colbert Report.
Oh, who does the Daily Show?
Jon Stewart.
I thought he was going to replace...
No, that's Colbert. I forgot. Stephen Colbert is
No,
replacing
there's a British guy. Who's that British guy?
Stephen Colbert. Oh, no. You're talking. I know you're talking about Craig Ferguson.
Oh, okay. He's leaving. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's Jon Stewart's thing where he's at.
I like Conan.
South Park money.
But it's almost like he used to be kind of like Jimmy Fallon, where he's like goofier, but he's not as silly now. He's still silly, but he got a little more serious, especially after. I think that thing that really affected him when he got fired or let go from that show.
Yeah.
He became a bit more cynical. Like he's a little more negative. You know what I mean? Like, and you could definitely tell he is still not forgiven and gotten over it. Because he dedicated a whole year to going on tour, hating on that show pretty much.
Hey, on the network.
Yeah.
I think he's better off with TBS because he can get away with a lot more jokes that he wouldn't be able to do on NBC.
I still like him though, but I do like Jimmy Fallon, I have to say. But anyways, he's on the cover of People magazine with his 10-month-old daughter, and he dressed his daughter in like a suit, and matching suit, matching tie as him, and she has a little flower in her hair that he doesn't have on, but it's just super cute. And, you know, he's a dad, and he's just excited about being a dad, so.
I feel sorry for her, though.
Why?
Jimmy Fallon's her father. Oh, sorry.
No.
I'm kidding.
I know you are.
Music and the elderly.
So there's a story of doing, what is it called? Like physical, like kind of therapy, but it was music therapy. And they decided to test it on this elderly man. I think they did it to other people. They've been doing it to other people too, but they had a video of them testing it on him. And he hasn't really been responding that much. He hasn't been really talking that much. He kind of pretty much just sits in a wheelchair, just keeps to himself. And he doesn't even really move. You know, he just kind of has his hands together and stuff. Well, once they started the music therapy, which they put headphones on him, he just starts, his face just lightens up, you know, brightens up, and his eyes get big, and he gets really engaged with the music, and he starts kind of like singing, and he starts, and you can't really hear what he's saying at first, because, you know, people with headphones on, pretty much just like that. He starts singing, and he starts kind of like moving around, like dancing, like, you know, his arms and his shoulders and stuff, and it's just so cute. So then they kind of stop it in the middle of him listening to his music, and they actually found out too that after they stopped the music, whatever the music did, it just clicks something in their brain that brings them back, and whether it's memories or brings them back in time, whatever. So they can actually engage with him again, and he's able to answer questions, and he's able to talk to them, and he can get excited again, and he can move around.
See, that would make a perfect music video. You go to like a nursing home, a guy's not responsive, and then you have them play the music and have them dancing around, singing, and becoming responsive.
Well, he wasn't like getting out of his wheelchair or anything, but he was moving around and stuff. It was super cute. And, you know, then they ask him, do you like music? He goes, yeah, I love music. And he starts talking about it, and he just starts, you know, before they couldn't even get him to talk, now all of a sudden he's talkative, and he's moving, and he's, you know, it's just amazing.
Well, I mean, also look at the power of music with Ozzy Osbourne. Remember when he was being over-medicated? You couldn't understand a word he said, but when he sings, you can hear him perfectly and clearly.
Yeah.
The power of music. The power to move you. Fewer high school teenagers are smoking cigarettes and watching TV.
So there's a new study or new poll, rather, that they found teens are smoking a lot less, you know, than they have in the past, which is great.
Cigarettes or all together? Because
cigarettes.
They could have replaced it with the marijuana sticks or the e-cigs.
Yeah, that's true too. But they just said smoking in general, and they probably asked them, "Do you smoke cigarettes?" You know, and then no, I smoke e-cigs, whatever. But anyways,
they're smoking each other. Keep going.
And don't. That's not funny. That's too soon. That just happened. That's too soon.
What just happened?
What does it mean when you smoke somebody?
No.
Oh, then what do you mean? That's what it means.
No, I was talking about different smoking, but go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're...
I was trying to make smoking a bad word for you. Girls smoking the boys.
Okay.
Boys smoking boys.
I thought you meant...
Teachers smoking.
Didn't we have that conversation before? Anyways. So, and they found out that they're also watching TV a lot less. But what they are doing is texting and driving a lot more. And they're also on other computer or devices, like probably iPhones or phones and iPad. You know, like, God, now I can't even think of the word. Not laptop. What is it called? Tablets and stuff. A lot more. So they're using other devices instead of TV. They're just more online, pretty much.
They replace TV with internet.
Yep.
Only Google Glass to come out, and they'd be connected all the time.
That's just That's creepy.
Yeah.
Google Glasses, and I don't like... It's neat to have the whole... What is it? The Sony that's coming out with the virtual reality stuff.
Morpheus or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but then at the same time, people are going to cut off from this world. They're going to. Just like that.
They'll be marrying machines.
Yeah, I People are already marrying their cuddle pillows. Come on.
Well, there was a scientist, female scientist, who had sexual relations with a dolphin and it was describing it as being very sensual. Like, wait.
What?
Dolphin is an animal. Why are you doing an article about her engaging in bestiality?
What?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was okay in the article?
Wait.
That's weird.
Yeah. Like, that's
anyway, let's not talk about that gross me out. Next. Next. Step on, moving on.
I was tying that into something. You made me forget what I was tying it into.
No, just gross me out. Just go.
Now you'll be grossed out by the
Go!
dolphin. Alright, chronic... Okay. A study showed chronic loneliness registers as physical pain in your brain. So scientists are saying loneliness is as harmful to your health as smoking. And so they're saying just telling someone hello could change their lives.
Yeah, people get depressed and suicidal and when they're lonely.
It's just like whenever you're home alone and you feel like really lonely.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I mean, that's bad for your health because like they're saying that is damaging to your health as like cigarettes and drugs.
Tell that to Mike. That's funny. I mean, I'm not really like alone, especially when Kara's here and stuff. But
no, but people who are like who just
what
go
about
home
people
and do
that are
nothing
old?
and get lonely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What about people that are old and like by themselves and all the kids and grandkids are moved
That's
out?
why when their significant other dies, they don't. It's not too long after that they go because the loneliness.
It is true. That happens a lot. Aw, that is depressing. Why did you bring that up?
Babies and co-sleeping.
Okay, so they say this has been a big debate, but when you go into the doctor, and it seems like in the medical community for the most part doesn't like co-sleeping. Do you know what that is?
Sleeping in bed with the child?
Yes, sleeping in the bed with the
You
child.
can accidentally smother them if you roll over them.
Right. So that's why the medical community is like, and you know when Kara was little, and they do it for about up to a year, because after that they get bigger and they can move out of the way and stuff. Up to a year or 2 years, I can't remember. But anyways.
I mean, we had local people, like local couples, like over the past couple of years, who
Smother
accidentally smothered the baby by rolling over them.
You really think?
Yeah, that's what the news reports have said. Like,
supposedly. Well, you know, you never know what goes on in a
people
household.
wake up.
They said most of the time when that happens, but that's the reports are. Most of the time that happens, they're on drugs or drinking. Or it's like, you know, overweight kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
But it says most, not every time, though. I mean, it's possible people accidentally, especially if you're not used to having something that little in bed with you.
Well, I think naturally most moms wake up. Then I could see a dad maybe because they kind of knock out and don't even hear the baby crying. But moms have that like second, you know, and you're exhausted and you are. So that's why, anyways, that's why the medical community, they'll ask you, where's the baby sleeping? Because they want to be like, you know, because they have to report it too, but also be like, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So, excuse me. When Kara was a baby, when Kara was a baby, I had a co-sleeper, which was, and I'm going to put it here. That's why I kind of like wanted this room empty right here. So it's like a little bassinet kind of thing that connects to your bed. So it's like right next to your bed and it locks into your bed. And you put the baby in there. And so when you're, you know, because especially moms that nurse, you don't want the baby to be in another room. It's just kind of, it's more tiring
easy
that
access.
way. Exactly. And so, anyway, so Kara was in there for the most part. And then I started getting, wait, hold on.
Wait, it's not.
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so, for the most part, Kara was in there. But then sometimes, like, when I was feeding her, as she got older and stuff, I did kind of start having her in the bed with me. It's when she was a little bit older. She wasn't really, like, infant, but she was still a baby. And I found she slept a lot better. And, you know, babies are, even in their own cribs, die of SIDS all the time. And SIDS is sudden infant death. Nobody knows why. Well, there's also research and people are also saying that when you co-sleep with a baby, especially when the mom is like, when you're breathing out, you're letting off carbon dioxide, well, that also triggers something in the baby to breathe rhythmically with you. And it helps them learn to breathe. So you'll notice like the baby is actually breathing. And when I take in a deep breath, and I tested this with Kara, and I would go, she would do the same thing, you know? So a lot of people are saying actually co-sleeping is a lot healthier for you because you don't have babies that die with SIDS like that. You know, they die of smothering, but not SIDS. You know, so it's like, what do, you know? So that's why when Kara was an infant and when she was in her thing, I would kind of like lean my arm over so I'm touching her, but then also kind of like have my head like partially in there so she can like feel my breath, you know? But not actually have her in the bed for a while. Then, anyways, my kid hasn't gotten out of the bed. But that is because originally, you know, she had the hives and they said to keep an eye on her at night and she would get that all the time. And then finally it was just like, you know what? Now she says she's scared of the dark and stuff and we just...
That's when you put a nightlight
don't want to
her.
deal with it. Yeah, we have.
But it's... With another one on the way, it's time for her to start sleeping in her room.
Yeah, because that's what they're saying too when you have... Well, see, people are like, well, we have multiple babies in the bed.
Yeah, but... You know,
but... No, I never had... When Kara was sleeping, I would never have her next... See, I hear him. I told you. When is he creeping out?
Huh?
When did he get here?
He's been here.
Oh, my God.
Nah, it's like he just got here.
Oh. Anyways, so... It's just confusing and conflicting on what you should do.
Like normal bedtime for her in her own room.
Oh, I mean, co-sleeping is what I mean.
Yeah.
Karen does she needs to start sleeping in her own bed now. I think I slept in the bed until I was like 2. And then this one she needs to...
He's like, yeah, they're only supposed to come running and they get scared or something like that.
And she does.
Storm.
Well, that's what she did before when we were like having her sleep in her own bed. She... Oh, wait. I think 4th of July week I was planning on doing that because I want to be home. I want to put her in bed earlier so that...
Except 4th of July week, you're going to be in...
Not the whole week.
I know. A large portion of it, and so it's not really a good time.
You did that the whole week. I said part.
I was asking when you wanted it, and then
you just
I
did
don't know,
it.
and like, gotta sign up.
You said, okay, you can come anywhere these days.
$75.
Why? That's so stupid.
I know. It's
you can talk to them about that.
Pause it now.
And they give it back?
No, I said I don't know.
Did you talk to your mom about that?
And she said she thought you always had to give a deposit. Like, no, I remember not having to do the deposit. I remember just being able to do it.
Ever. It's so weird.
New owners.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you signed a contract too, though.
Yeah, I know.
I would check into that.
They changed how they do everything.
But anyways, so over the 4th of July week...
Timeshare suck. Go ahead.
I want to be able to put it in her room, but still be in the living room so she knows I'm not like... It's quiet and gone and creepy. So because I remember that was a little more soothing as a kid when I heard activity kind of going on in the house. And so I didn't feel as like left alone in the bedroom really, you know. So I want to start being able to do that and then get her used to going in there. Because pretty much now if I do it, it's going to be like, okay, an hour of staying up and go to bed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, let her stay up for an hour for when y'all both get home so she has time to see both of you. Then if you've been here, then you gotta send her to bed.
I know.
And then that gives you time to watch things that you want to do.
I know.
And see that she...
I'm not just going to stick her in her own room so I can watch Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, no. I'm considering used to that early bedtime.
But, yeah, she's been sleeping late lately and not getting... And especially she's at Grandma's house, so she can take naps anytime she wants, which Grandma doesn't usually make her take naps. But anyways... in the morning, she will pass out, so that kind of helps me, like, well, I guess it doesn't help me keeping her in my bed, because then I'm like, well, she doesn't really have to be at, like, school or anything and have to stay up. She's just at Grandma's, so, I don't know. I know. I need to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll understand when you have kids, Stefan.
Yeah, we in bed all the time. What are you doing up? I don't care if the sun's up. You might get up. You get up, I say you get up.
No, but when she was sleeping in her bed, I realized, God, when did I do it? We did it for like a week or something, and then I got lazy again because she'd sleep in her room, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, she'd be running in here. Like every, so we could watch our own shows, but in the middle of the night, I'm sleeping, she's like in my bed anyways, so what do you do to that?
You train her to stay in. She's smart enough now to know to stay in bed until you see that sunlight pop up.
Well, I'm not going to wake up at 2 a.m. every night, put her back in her bed. I just let her crawl into my bed, like, whatever.
Well, as long as she starts off in her bed, baby steps.
Yeah.
Antibiotic resistant bacteria.
Okay, so they're finding it in food now. For the very first time, they found it in food in Canada. They tested raw squid, and they found antibiotic resistant bacteria in the squid. Well, when you cook it, it's A-okay, right?
Mm-hmm. But
the issue is there's contamination in kitchens and stuff. So even if you go to a restaurant and they have this they're cooking with squid, then they put a utensil down on the counter because they didn't clean the counter. Now you have it in your food. You know what I mean? So that's just scary.
That's why you're always supposed to, when you're cooking meat or even cooking anything, you're supposed to rinse it off first. And so...
Well, even that doesn't kill the bacteria. Now
I know,
you just got wet stuff on your counter.
It rinses it off, and then you put it in the pot, and then you start cooking it.
What about on your counter, though? Or even in your sink?
Soap. It's bacteria, and soap should kill it.
Soap doesn't kill it.
I know,
it washes it off.
Antibiotic resistant. Pour alcohol. Drink alcohol with every meal.
Bleach, yeah, but I'm saying, you can control your own kitchen, but now going out to restaurants or even out to eat, you have to be really careful. Because now they're starting to see it in food, that is scary. And now it's like, okay, now really? Because, people eat sushi, squid. They don't test the fish when they make your sushi. So... now I'm like, crap, I love sushi. Oh, I haven't been eating it since I've been pregnant because obviously, but now I don't even think I can eat sushi anymore because now they're having that. Grow your own fish.
Go fishing.
But you gotta test the water. Where does this antibacteria resistant bacteria coming from?
Catch the fish, store it in alcohol.
You're weird. I'm not talking to you anymore. Now you're not even making sense. Okay, next.
Alright, we're going to jump ahead to the gender Q&A.
I have no idea what I'm going to ask you.
Gender Q&A.
Okay. What?
No, you got to do your introduction. We do this
every week. Gender Q&A. This is the portion where I ask Stefan about a question females might be interested in knowing, and he will ask me, and he will answer on a man's behalf, and then he will ask me a question men maybe are curious about, and I will answer on all females' behalf. So starting off, I would say...
I can ask first.
No, I will. What?
I was worried you might ask the same thing.
No. What part of a woman are men usually mostly attracted to? And maybe there's two different things.
It's different for different men. That's the thing.
Okay, how about initially versus long term? Is there seems like is there usually a difference?
Well, I mean, you have the initial, like, where it makes them want to go up and approach them, and then long term, it's personality. In the end, it is going to be personality, because you can be maximum model, and
is that pretty standard? And what's visually? I'm saying, like, initially, what's visually? What do men usually?
Like I said, it's different for different men. You got some men who like giant gazungas.
Yeah.
You got some men who I've met men all about lips.
Really?
Yeah. And you got some that have that foot fetish where you're wearing really nice shoes or showing your foot, and then you got some legs. That's different men. It all depends on what their taste is, and then in the end, it'll come down to personality.
I never heard the lip thing before. Maybe I have. But when I hear them say that, then have you ever like,
let's say, out of 10 guys, I've only met 2. They're chessmen, and that's why people are saying when women get those enhancements, it's mainly for themselves and for other women because like,
not all men.
Yeah, just like a small percentage of men, and he makes number 2. What you say?
I was just gonna like, gosh, I got up now. I'm feeling like burping. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, so have you ever had a girl hit on you and then you just feel awkward? Mm-hmm. Like if you, or let's say somebody says, "Oh, I always look at people's mouths when they talk," and then you start noticing your mouth, and then you feel really awkward, and you can't really talk right anymore, and you feel like your mouth is doing weird things.
Yeah.
So some guy told me like, "Oh, I really like women's lips." Then I'd be like, "Oh,
sure."
Yeah, exactly. Even if they're hot or not, just so awkward. Like I feel like it's kind of like you're like a guy that's likes breasts, and I'm just exposing my boobs. It's like, oh.
You're like, so I was just thinking.
Really.
Yeah, you can say any part of the body, and once a fellow says that you're self-conscious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like hands, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's something on my... Yeah.
Or someone comments, wow, you got really big feet. I like big feet. Yeah, so...
Have you had a woman say that to you?
About feet? Yeah. I've had people bring things like that up before, or they say something about your hand, or they say something about your lips, or they're like, oh, you have nice eyes. Oh, yeah, thanks.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Nah, just awkward. Okay, what was your question?
Like, used to have never mind.
When you used to work out or something?
Yeah, I used to have a 6-pack back in freshman year in college.
You're like...
Yeah, it's like, so...
Well, the thing about that is, you could go back to that. It's not something that you lose forever.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, when people point it out to you, the worst gift to give to women.
Huh?
The worst gift to give to a significant other, wife or girlfriend.
What?
What are the worst gifts guys give their female significant others?
The worst gift.
Where it might be good intentions.
There's 2 things. One, a girl does not like getting a gift that has, pretty much if you're living together, a girl does not want a vacuum. If she's like, man, this one's broken, I really need a vacuum.
But broom.
Same thing. Like, oh, damn, you got this crappy broom. And they're thinking,
Apron.
the guy's thinking, oh, we need a new vacuum. She said it. She wants it, right? But those things are for the house. And in some households, though, it's okay. But you should know your significant other enough to where they're like, I really want this. You know what I mean? If they're saying something like that, and they're saying, like, they're not saying us, like, we need this. They're saying, I really want this. Or instead of they're saying...
But sometimes they'll say, I, referring to we, though.
Yeah, that too. But I'm saying...
Really like
but if you hear
cleaner,
we...
That would be a really nice vacuum cleaner. I would really like that vacuum cleaner. That would be a really nice vacuum cleaner for us to have.
If she says, for us to have...
But use
do not.
Do you know I would really like
I know,
it
but if in
for
that,
us to have.
But in that, if she's saying us or we, do not get it for her. Get it for us. It's like a...
Or say, like, she's a nice dress. Like, I would really love that dress for us to go out in the town in. Or, see, at that point,
that's true. Just be really careful. If she's saying, I want this for Mother's Day, I would want this as a gift, that's really safe. If you know that she likes... because some women... They don't have a lot of money in the household. So it's really like the only time they're gonna get something is during those times, like birthday, Christmas, whatever. And if it's such a hard time, like maybe doing the laundry, it's such a hard time on her, and she's not into anything else, and she really would want that. Some women are like that, and they don't mind, they want that. But you need to be familiar enough. This is what I say.
Well, let me say this real quick. If I say anything that sounds really sexist, it's a joke. All right, continue up.
You need to know your significant other well enough to know whether they're gonna like those things.
So, a spatula and an apron, nuts.
If they love, because I have a friend that's like a baker,
mm-hmm.
and so she loves baking, and there's a lot of things in the baking that gets really expensive, and it's not more of a necessity, but it's a need and a want. Not enough necessity. It's not a need. It's a want. You know, and so she loves getting stuff like that. You know, you just really have to be familiar with your significant other. It's kind of like, obviously you're asking that because we got new floors, and I love my new floors, but really, I wanted them in the living room and the hallway, and it's more like a stress thing for me and also a health thing for me for allergies and asthma. And discussing it with my significant other, you know, we decided together we would like the whole house. And it wasn't me that wanted the whole house. It was really them that decided that. So me thinking it was an us thing turned into, here's your gift. No, you are enjoying these floors as much as I am. I do not think so. That is a household expense, not something that's like a gift. You know what I mean? I don't even need an expensive gift. I just want something that's like sentimental to me. You know, it doesn't have to be like a ring or jewelry or, you know, just maybe even flowers. It's like, this is for you, you know, because you like these flowers or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not the money involved in it. It's like the thinking of you, or this is just for you, sentimental thing. And every woman is different, really. Some girls are like, no, I want a flipping ring. And there's girls that are just like that.
He's like, well, never mind.
Okay, so that's number one. Be careful when you give household items as a gift. That's number one. Just be careful. I'm not saying don't ever. Just be careful when you do that. Number two, what guys like to do is give gifts that they want their girlfriend to have, not like their girlfriend wants it. Some girls are very wanting to be more into what their boyfriends or husbands are into, so okay. But if the husband is really, really, really into like the Spurs, let's say, and the girl is not into sports at all and finds no interest in sports, she does not want a cheerleader outfit of the Spurs.
But at the same time, women do give gifts to guys that the women want the guys to have. So it's like,
well, do guys like it? No.
Well, a lot of times, probably not. But.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A girl's not going to want a Spurs jersey. You know what I'm saying? In that situation, it's like, okay, well, maybe it's comfortable, but I really would rather have...
But you should be happy with the thought of they want to involve you in their interests. So
that is like, that's, I feel it's a little forceful.
But it's still a gift. Like, they're opening themselves up to include you in their interests.
I get what you're saying.
They want to they want to spend more time with you.
And again, some girls are into that because they want
to spend time with their significant other.
No. Some girls, some guys aren't really involving their significant other into their activities like that, and so it's like, well, I hate to say it like this, but it's like an honor. Like, they want to be involved, and so for him to get her a gift like that, she's like, oh, you're letting me into that part of your life. Well, some guys that aren't necessarily as much like that, but they're forceful with it, it's very annoying. That's what I'm saying.
Where they want to include you in it, but you probably don't want to do it.
Yes.
But there's still the thought they're trying to include
you. It doesn't matter. If the girl doesn't... It's not about him wanting to do something, if it's for her.
But then when she wants to... No, she does some stuff that he wants to do, and then in turn, he has to do what she wants to do.
That's fine, in a regular basis, but I'm saying in like a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, when that time is for them, you don't push yourself on them. You know what I'm saying? You don't
It's
put
called
your
rape.
likes on them. You don't put your likes. You don't push your likes on them just because you want them to like it.
Still rape.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like rape. Not as close, but a similar mental rape.
Rape is rape. No means no. And that is all.
I'm just saying again. You asked me, and those are the least.
I know
would
you
say.
described rape.
Shut up. Anyways, thank you guys for listening.
Tuted when the next sometime. Yeah.
All right,
Later.
thanks. Bye.